There are so many people out there teaching you how to write high converting sales copy. And there are a lot of people selling templates or courses or even just prompts for ChatGPT that show you how to write a high converting sales page, for example. But sometimes what I love more than anything is to look at copy out in the wild and see why it is or isn't converting well. I like to analyze the page and see what makes sense and look for ideas that I can incorporate into my own business or my clients' businesses. So you may or may not know that I have a membership called Launch Insiders Vault, where I talk about things that are trending and things that are working literally right now. That's strategies you can implement, copy tips you can implement, and anything that is going to help you sell more of your digital products, your courses, or your programs. So for today's episode, I'm actually doing something a little different, and I'm sharing one of my most recent episodes where I break down a sales page because it's using a lot of strategies that are literally working today in 2024, and they are so smart. I want you to watch this video, take something away from it that you can implement in your own sales copy, and hopefully see some results and conversions that come in from that. So without further ado, here's the video. Hey Launch Insiders, I'm doing something very different this week. I was in the wild, reading my emails, and I got an email selling a course about Black Friday from Gemma Bonham Carter. And I noticed when I clicked through to the sales page that she's doing some really, really interesting things, some of which are so relevant to 2024 and really genius ways to increase conversions. And it just shows that going that little extra mile can make such a difference to how you feel as a reader when you're going through sales copy. So you can definitely take a lot away from this when you come to write your own. So first things first, the headline section, there's nothing new going on here, but it is a really strong section. So she's got a countdown timer, she's got a banner saying what the name of the course is. I want to say the tagline is pretty strong: your blueprint to a 5-figure Black Friday without months of prep, running paid ads, or a perfect product suite. So we're calling out things that people generally don't like the idea of when it comes to Black Friday. They probably think, oh, I really want to make some money during this holiday. I know that it gets a lot more traffic, it gets a lot of sales. Do I have the right products that I can use? Do I have the time to run a sale during this period? Well, yeah, she's going to help you do that without you spending too much time on it. So it's mitigating some of those objections initially in this first section of the page. Now, as I come to scroll down, this is just calling out the initial problem. If you're not cashing in on Black Friday, you are leaving a fortune on the table. But you need to, cut through the noise. It's a busy day. And then she keeps going on to talk about why you can't afford to ignore it, which I think is genius because a lot of people are thinking, okay, I know Black Friday's good, but do I really need to do it? And she's trying to say that the answer is obviously yes. As we're scrolling down here, we're talking about how you stand out, how this is going to specifically help you stand out. It's not enough to run a discount or to simply, put a few posts up on social media and put a simple offer out there. But here's the strategy, here's everything that you're going to get instead that's going to help you do something that's going to cut through that noise. One of the first things that I really noticed that I thought was really smart was her testimonials. This whole section here where it's need proof, I've got the receipts. And she talks about the backstory of how this strategy came together. So you've got a bit of her story and how she figured this system out that really works. Then you've got, literal screenshots of her sales and what she's managed to achieve in her own business. So this already looks impressive, but you're probably yeah, okay, you have got a massive email list. You have spent all this money on ads over the time. You've got all these things set up. You have a really polished offer suite. Is this really going to work for me? What she's done with this testimonials is genius. And I think more people should consider doing this because the testimonials aren't necessarily working in the same way they were. We need to get smarter with our social proof. And this is honestly genius. So here, what she's done for each of them, she's got some small case studies here. So this first one, it's called out a sentence, which is just talking about the results that this person got. So Katie, she says, I'm a lazy launcher and I made $84,000 in sales from my Black Friday week. And your initial thought is probably, okay, yeah, that's great for you, but you've probably got a massive business. So what she's done is she's included this section on the person's background rather than just talking about the results. So we've got who Katie is, what industry she works in, her audience size. So we can see that Katie has 6,500 email subscribers, which she had during this campaign. She sells digital courses and a membership. And then you've got a bit more detail. So we've got, although Katie describes herself as a lazy launcher, she followed the Black Friday in a boxed calendar and promotional strategy to ensure she was prepared. Despite initial concerns, Katie maintained high open rates throughout the promotion, with rates staying around 61 to 63% even after sending multiple emails over the first 5-day sale. And she leveraged her podcast as a key driver of traffic, placing ads for the Black Friday promo in the weeks leading up to the sale. and then it talks about results. So these aren't your typical testimonials. You have so much info on each person that she's calling out here so that you can see, okay, do you know what? My business looks quite similar, or, maybe my business doesn't look like this and maybe I can't expect quite the same results, but actually it's not that far off, so I could still achieve something great. So the results that she got, she had a goal of 50K and ended up generating 84K. So we're getting so much detail, even about her goals. And then we also see that she ran a second campaign. So she's used this for something that wasn't just Black Friday. So she's been able to reutilize this program, not just for Black Friday, but she's used it for multiple campaigns. So she's really getting her money's worth. And she generated $81,000 in sales the second time that she ran it in spring. Also, what she's put in the bottom here is consistent sales. So even with mid-range to low ticket items, Katie was able to achieve high sales volumes, disproving the myth that only high ticket items can drive significant revenue. There's lots of things that are going on in these sentences. Obviously, we have an idea of her goal, and the fact that she ended up beating that goal by $34,000, which is great. We have an idea that, okay, you're not only, even if you only make your money back on this campaign, you can reuse it so you can make even more money back in the future. And also disproving a myth that, you need to sell high ticket items to make 5 figures in sales in a launch or at Black Friday. And she's done this for every single person. So I absolutely love it. We're talking about conversion rates. We're talking about the prices of the products they're selling. We're talking about the number of email subscribers and the types of offers they're selling. And it just really helps you see what these people are doing, where they're at in their business, but also the results that they're able to get. I think this is a really persuasive way of positioning a testimonial. I will also say that, as well as having, not only this, how much money they're making and all of this information, we have got headshots of them, and we have got a byline for each person talking about, well, firstly their name, but also what they consider their business to be. So you can instantly see that it's a real person, and that instantly builds some trust as well. Oh, also on this one, the second one, what I loved is that she's talked about the fact that this person focused heavily on email marketing, and they talk about how many emails they sent during this campaign. So again, that's another thing. It's like you can see how much work is going to be involved and whether you want to sign up to that. Moving on from these case studies, again, this bit, I'm going to say there's nothing different going on here. It's really powerfully written. It's really well written, but again, we're not doing anything different. So I'm not going to focus in on this. But again, we're just reminding people that if they're skipping out on Black Friday, they're going to ignore a gold mine, that this is an A to Z guide. It's basically a blueprint that's going to help you get the results you want. In the toolkit, we've got images of everything that's included. So again, nothing really groundbreaking. There are so many bonuses on this, and I think it's a really successful offer stack. So she's saying that she's guaranteeing successes because you're following a blueprint, but actually everything that's included here is included for a reason. You haven't got an offer that's really fluffed out with unnecessary things. You've got a timeline for planning, creating and executing your campaign. Great. Everyone needs that. You've got swipe files and a campaign library. So they're really taking all of the guesswork out of this. You have everything you need. You've got graphics, campaign summaries, like everything you need to get this done. There's a template for it. So we're going to try and make it as quick as possible. Then you've got mastering the art of pricing for Black Friday, because that's, again, another objection that a lot of people will have. They're like, well, how much do I discount by? Am I only going to make money if I take 70% off everything I'm selling? And we don't want them to think that. Automation, so how to run it while you sleep, so you don't have to be on all the time during that week. But of course, the idea of this is that we take as much of the stress and effort out of it as possible. How to leverage a small list to make big sales this Black Friday. I love this because so many people are going to be thinking, well, I don't have the audience of those people in the case studies. I don't have 6,000 people on my list. I don't have 5,000 people on my list. I've got 500. Well, okay, there's an offer inside for you that's going to show you exactly how to do that with a smaller audience. And then there's AI prompts. So they're trying to, again, just make it even easier. So they've got prompts and custom GPTs to help you plan and write your campaign. And then also this final piece that they've included is campaign debriefs. So you can see more how it's worked for other people, which is genius. And unfortunately, because I've been on this page for a while, the thing that I really want to show you, I can't. But at some point as I was scrolling this page, a pop-up appeared and said, so basically, if you don't know what to sell, if you don't know what offers you have, there was an option to sign up for a free custom GPT. It's basically a Black Friday AI assistant that's going to help you figure out what offers to sell. This is the freebie that you sign up for on Gemma's sales page. And then it brings me to this email here. So here's how it works. You open the tool using the link below. You input your information into the GPT. It basically asks a few questions. You literally just type it in, and then it will come up with some deals that you can use. And then you can go back with more prompts and tweak it until you're satisfied. And then you also have a quick demo video as well, which showcases you using the tool, which I think is super smart, just in case anyone has any questions. It actually just mitigates that, and you don't have to be a part of the sales process, which is great because it means it can all be automated, and who doesn't love that? The next thing as well is that she's reminding you again of Black Friday in a box. So obviously, if you downloaded this freebie, you're going back into your inbox to check it out. And so you're being redirected away from the sales page, which was something that we typically like to avoid. It tends to result in better conversions if you keep people on the page. So with this, what she's done is risk. She's taking you away from the page, but she's encouraging you to click back through in the email that you access the freebie from. So don't forget that is a great opportunity to resell. And here it's just reminding you, like, this is how many people have gone through it and helped. It's been going since 2019. And here's everything that you get inside. So you can grab it again here. I just think it's a really smart email. It's a really smart freebie. I'll show you quickly a walkthrough of me actually using the tool so you can see how it works and also see real time how persuasive it is and how good it is. So first things first, I've logged into ChatGPT, clicked through the link that I got in the email, and then it says click here to create your 5 days of deals campaign. So I'm going to click here and see what it prompts me with. Okay, what do you do? Who is your target audience? What offers do you already sell in your business? Please do these out by name, short description, price, and whether you want to include them in your campaign. I'm a launch copywriter and strategist who helps coaches. Okay, I gotta say I'm quite impressed with this. So I put in all of this information. I'm a launch copywriter and strategist who helps coaches, course creators, and digital product owners make more money from their products and programs by selling more and retaining more customers. My target audience is coaches and course creators who are ambitious, driven, have a range of digital offers, and are ready to grow them so they bring consistent, reliable revenue. They aren't afraid of selling, and they know that what got them to where they are won't help them to grow. They may have hit a plateau in their revenue and want to scale past it. The offers I have in my business are, and then I've listed these out, and I put them in a really random order just to see what it did with those. And actually it's done some really smart things. So here are the 5 days of deals that it's come back with. So day 1, it suggested Slay Your Sales page. This is a self-study course that shows course creators how to write a compelling and high converting sales page. Here's what I normally sell it for. And then here is what they're saying is limited time discount. So the reason for this, starting with a lower ticket product under $100 to capture attention and warm up your audience for the week. So that seems to make sense to me. Day 2, it said, okay, another self-study course. So this is my 1-week launch formula, which shows course creators how to get cash in the bank in a week or less by running a email promo. The sales price or urgency lever is 33% discount. The reason for this is a strong mid-tier offer that will resonate with newer course creators looking for quick wins. The urgency lever is the discount. Next, my 1-week copy shop. So this is my done for you writing service where in 1 week I turn around a high converting sales page, an email sequence, or a lead gen funnel in 1 week, and it's typically $3,000. And the urgency, they've recommended taking $500 off and only 3 spots available. So adding a high value done for you service with limited availability to boost excitement and create scarcity. Cool. Then my strategy consulting session. So this helps people craft a roadmap to double their launch or funnel revenue. This typically costs $997. And what they've recommended to do here is $750, limited to 5 spots. This one-to-one offer targets more established coaches and course creators who are ready to scale. Offering a limited number of sessions creates urgency. Love it? Yes, it does. And day 5, they've recommended my main done for you offer, which is launch copy and strategy. So a complete done for you package where I craft a launch strategy and write all the sales copy for the entire launch funnel from start to finish. Now, this starts at $7,000, and that really depends on what pieces people already have and what they need. So if I just write a sales page and an email sequence, that'll be $7,000. If they need a lead magnet or a webinar opt-in page, different email sequences, that's when it goes upwards. They've recommended that I reduce the fee to $6,000, so give a $1,000 discount, which is pretty sweet. And then as a bonus, I add in a post-launch funnel optimization session. I mean, yeah, it's really smart because then I can upsell people into optimizing their funnel. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I actually really like that as a bonus. I'm definitely thinking of including that. So the reason for this, closing the campaign with your highest ticket offer will maximize revenue. Adding a valuable bonus increases the appeal. Yeah, perfect. It all makes sense. I'm not going to lie, I'm really impressed with this GPT. It was really simple. All I had to do was copy and paste a few sentences from my website, and then it came out with that. And I feel like, do you know what? The way it's structured, I'm like, okay, I already know what I'm going to sell. I already know what the discount should be. And the bonus is I haven't really had to think this through too hard. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should buy this thing. Like maybe I should run this campaign and see how much money I could make. So there we go. Just a little insight into how well this can work as a conversion tool. And it's genius. I thought it was such a good move because if you're on this page and you're thinking, well, okay, this is fine, but I don't have 5 offers that I can sell over 5 days. I don't know honestly what I would do. This GPT, this AI tool is just going to tell you exactly what to do. And it will at least spark some ideas and get you thinking about what you can be offering. The next thing that she's doing really well is adding in like extra layers. So not only does she have one extra layer where you can add on a template pack for like Instagram story graphics, Instagram banner graphics, email banner graphics, testimonial templates, all of that good stuff. Checkout page templates for Thrivecart. So that's only $37 and you can add that on at the checkout, which is great. Love a good order bump. I spoke about those, I think in last week's episode. So yeah, always great to have those included in your launch or funnel. And then there's an even bigger add-on, which is an implementation week. So if you're like, okay, yeah, I really want to get this done, but I'm going to spend money on this course and it's just going to sit in my Google Drive and I'm just not going to do anything with it. Well, okay, you can pay an extra $299, which is quite reasonable, I would say, for a Get It Done week where you're just going to go through the program. You'll get daily prompts of everything that you need to do. You also get office hours so you can get feedback on the stuff you're doing, and you get a pop-up community group. It seems like if you're the kind of person who just wants that extra accountability, it's kind of a no-brainer to add that on. So I think that was genius. And then again, we've got like okay, the pricing is going up on November 1st and it will be $497, but right now it's $97. So again, that's just crazy discounting that is making it kind of more of a no-brainer and building up that FOMO and that urgency. As I scroll past this, and I've got all the pricing, so you've got the breakdown of each of those packages. You've got the standard package, which is everything included in the $97. You've got the template pack add-on outlined here, and then you've got the VIP one outlined next to it. The next thing that she's doing is really interesting because this is almost breaking a rule of sales pages. What she has here is success stories, real clients, real results, and they're all linking to podcast episodes from people who have actually gone through this program and got the results. So I think some of these are the same case studies that are featured further up the page. But if you want to listen to this and get, real life questions and answers, learn more about those businesses, like see, okay, is this actually legit? You can hear conversations with those business owners. Now, this is breaking the rule of like not linking away from your sales page, but I think this actually does make some sense in this instance because Gemma's, a lot of her audience are going to be podcast listeners. Like she has a podcast, so a lot of them are probably used to listening to her on there. And people that come from a podcast who listen to these stories, they're going to be like the warmest people. They're going to be listening to this and thinking, I'm interested. Is this for me? So they're going to go through these episodes, which I imagine are positioned as really strong case studies. And then people are going to come back to this page. Honestly, if she is doing this in the smartest way possible as well, what I would do is when people click through to these links would be tagging people. So making sure that I have them tagged and segmented into my email software so that I could follow up and be like, hey, I noticed you listened to this case study. Like, isn't this insane? Like remind them of the results that person got and then just remind them to go back to the sales page. So I imagine Gemma is a very good marketer. I imagine she has done something like that. And I'm going to click it now and just try and see what happens. So I can feedback and let you know if that's going on. But yeah, if she is tagging those people and re-following up with them later, she'll know exactly which case study they've clicked on. She'll know exactly what messaging to follow up with as well. And then we've got an intro to Gemma. So again, there's nothing new here. Some logos that are showing social proof, like who she's helped, who she's worked with. Here's how it works. And then we've got a bunch of testimonials that aren't positioned as case studies, but we've got things in there that are really strong, that are highlighted. So, just the important phrases. And we're talking about people are giving what they were hoping to make, what they have made, how many times they've emailed, whether they receive complaints from emails, unsubscribes, that kind of thing. And this person is saying, like, I actually received feedback from my customers that this promotion was fun. So, it's just mitigating all of these things that people might have a problem with. People don't like being salesy. They don't like sending lots of emails. But actually, if they do that, then it's going to help them make more sales. So scrolling on past these, we've then got that FAQ section. And I do think this is a really well thought out FAQ section. It's not just basic questions. I talk about this all the time. Your FAQ section is a persuasion tool. It should not just be, what time are calls? When do I get access to the course? You actually should be talking people through the process of what happens after they buy and fighting objections. So these questions are going to be the things that would come up, if you're on a sales call and someone is like, yeah, okay, but what about this? Those questions are the ones you want to have on your sales page, and you want this to be a persuasion tool. Things that people are going to be thinking is like, okay, is this going to take me long? What if I don't have a big email list? And then again, we can point them to the resources further up the page that mitigate these objections. There's so much that's going on this page that's really smart. And I think that's really designed to increase conversions, like based on what is working, based on the lack of trust in the market in 2024. And again, at the end, the very final thing on this page is if you need to chat through it, you can get in touch, and there's 2 ways to contact Gemma or her team, which I just, again, think is a smart thing to be adding onto your sales pages now, especially if you don't have a sales call as part of your process, which you probably won't for a digital course or something low ticket. But for something like this, just a quick DM, it's not going to take you long and it might result in more sales. So I think linking out to your Instagram or to your email address is a really smart move as well in 2024. So yeah. That's all my thoughts. I hope you have some takeaways from that. If you found that helpful and you walked away with 2 or 3 ideas that you can implement in your own sales copy, you will love Launch Insider's Vault. It is my $9 membership where I share tips, trends, strategies that are working for launches and funnels literally right now. This is an ever-changing market and industry, and right now sales are a little slower than they always have been. So I dive into real case studies, some client work that I'm doing, or even just ideas that I've had or things that I've spotted in the wild that I think will help you to make more sales. You can check out more here. I'm going to link to it in the description below, but it's only $9 and you can cancel anytime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.